Okay, I'm going to record this tutorial because a few people have been asking for different coach run stuff. My last one that I did was the elf starting area to Freeport. That one's actually a difficult run, so I recorded it during a live stream. But this one here, I'm just going to explain it to where new players. So if you're a returning player, it's going to feel weird being explained this stuff to, but honestly, if you forgot, this might, help you remember it completely. Ogres start in a shitty area, and to get anywhere sucks. But one thing that was done to help ogres is they actually have a special thing on the server. So I started at the Spirit Master that would be most commonly used by all the classes and stuff here. And I'm going to run. And the reason I'm doing this in real time and not just cutting it down to like a 2-minute thing is because if you're watching someone run it in real time, it's totally different, right? You can keep pace with it and you can almost like actually follow it like while watching on your second screen. But if you watch someone like cut something together and you get lost for even a moment, you're like, well, I don't know about this. And then also, I'm not a real big fan of the people that cut the stuff up and then like show you on the map like where to go. It's like that's not really optimal. I prefer to run it and just record it, and then people will know exactly what to do, right? So we want to run to Freeport, right? That's where everyone wants to be. So this is what they've included. It's a portal that ports you to Nerik. And that's huge, okay? Because this was not available. It was not available on the other game. I don't believe. But then again, I didn't play Ogre. But I don't believe it was available. I think it is a thing that they've specifically put in to help people play this, because this just doesn't look... I don't remember this at all. But I think it's helpful, and I think that people need to know about it at least, so they don't feel like they can't play an Ogre. Because for a couple classes, they may be pretty choice. Now let's see if I can fucking remember how to get out of here. It's that way. The Dark Elf City sucks dick. A little bit. Some people like it. The one on EverQuest, I like, but a lot of people hate it. For me, it's the hidden walls. I hate the hidden walls, where you have to like bump into the walls to try to figure out like which one's fake and which one's not. Yo, this might not be the way. Well, we're doing it together. I'm pretty sure this is the way, but then again, I have been tricked in the past. I mostly stuck to the good align races because like they're just easier. Like no matter how you cut it, they're just easier to play and get to do what you want. And like I was not a min-maxer, so also you can use that portal for whatever reason you would have as a dark elf to go back that way. I don't know why you would, but if you needed to, you could. So we're gonna run this and we're gonna go toward gonna head toward Freeport. Now, as much as this is a tutorial, I need to do this on these characters anyway. And I'm going to give you a slight warning. In order to actually coach to certain places, you need the connecting coaches to do so. So you don't get to port wherever you want. You have to port to the nearest coach that's available. Also, be careful when you come here and you come across undead, because some of the undead, for some reason, are scripted to attack you, but they shouldn't. Just keep that in mind. Be wary of any place. So there's our coachman. Be wary of any place that has undead units, because so far I've died a few times to stuff that shouldn't have been that shouldn't have been bad. So let me take a look here. I've got this map pulled up, and I'm actually going to look to get my bearings. So I just want to be totally sure. Again, I did not used to play the evil aligned stuff. Okay, so this one's pretty easy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna exit, and we're gonna go like that's the front entrance right there. And we want to go off to the side. And something that might help you to get your bearings and to know exactly if you're going the right way is like watching me and watching my compass up there would help you for sure to know that you're going the right way. Now, from Narrakir, it's really easy. So we got that coachman back there, and then we're going to go get Freeport, and then we have 100% chance to be able to at least, at minimum, port back here, and then we can take the portal back to our place, even though we don't have the connecting coachman. But I will say this. There are spell vendors for the Dark Elves for Shadow Knight. So you don't necessarily have to go back to your starting area, but you can. I'm gonna be making a guide on the starting quests, like a full guide on the starting quest soon, but I need to figure out which ones are complete and which ones aren't, because it does seem like there's still bugs and there's still some non-complete ones. Now, what you're going to want to do is, while you are moving, always be clicking your button to switch around to the things in front of you. Things can load in at the last second and just be in front of you, and you want to avoid that. Swim out as far as you need to avoid these guys, because it really doesn't matter overall. Unless you go under the water, that matters. But above the water, like, you're good. Nothing, you're fine. There's no like stamina or anything like that. But we're gonna go all the way back, all the way to Freeport. Now, the good aligned routes can actually take this river in the middle of the continent right to Bobble by Water, but that's your halfling area. But quite frankly, you don't have that option as the evil guys, so it does actually kind of make it harder. Like, the good guys kind of get more rest stops, if you think about it like that, where it's like safe to keep progressing and you won't lose much. But evil aligned does not get a break like that. But you do get a little bit more stats, and you do get decent racials. So it is kind of compensating. Did I just pull this fish? No. They keep fucking teleporting, bro. Makes me so nervous. Makes me incredibly nervous. You just always want to be looking around. I will be honest though, even with the map, it's not easy to navigate. So they got a map online, but it's not easy to navigate because, like, realistically, the map doesn't have super identifiable features. And if you get unlucky, at least this route isn't like super progressive intensive, if that makes sense. Like, you're not going to lose like a whole lot of progress if you die. I will say my biggest challenge with making these guides is going to be going through one time without dying. I know some of you know that that's like sometimes it's unrealistic to just have a straight shot with, especially not having Spirit of the Wolf. But you know, I played for years, but the server instability gets me sometimes, where stuff just kind of teleports across the screen. That's hard to deal with. It seems like the closer you are to other people, depending on the architecture that they use for the background stuff, like it handles the packets really weird. So like generating an instance of something per player rather than they're all tracking the same instance. I don't know how to explain it to like non-programmers, but anyone into programming will know what I mean. When you send networked information and stuff, all clients have to be updated, and there's a few different ways to take care of that. And one of those is that everyone has their own instance tracking. An instance is just anything in the game that has to be dynamically updated. Dynamic updating is just like when you make sure that the player knows the exact location. A lot of games will make something like how you see stuff popping in right there. They'll make stuff invisible until the player can interact with it, and that's definitely one way to handle it. Like it doesn't exist until the player's near it. But it does feel like when there's a large group of people, um, for whatever reason, the game feels worse. And I guess you could say, well, oh, it's like that on every MMO, but it's just weird. It's like the just the specific way that they're doing it is different. Um, See, that guy just went all the way to the top instantly. That means we're near a lot of people. They get really random. They teleport. But I don't understand the exact architecture that they're using, so I'm not sure how they would combat that. It's just something you got to deal with. So just make sure, my entire point of this conversation is just to make sure that you're paying attention to stuff around you, because you don't want to make all this progress and just die to some random thing. Also, this city is not friendly to you as an ogre, so do not stop there accidentally. You will be run over, especially if you're doing this at a lower level. But we're making our way. We're getting there. We are currently one zone away. Yeah. One zone away from Freeport. Also, if you have friends on the server, I would just ask for their help. It's infinitely easier to deal with friends. I think, at least. The good news is, if you have Narek, I think that the Freeport one will allow you to port back to Narek. Then you can go back to the portal and you can go back to the Ogre area if you need to. Which is pretty helpful if you need to. We are gonna be zoning into Freeport any second. Okay, we're technically in Freeport now. Which it shouldn't be. We actually should not be in Freeport yet, but because the zone line's like right up here. If you see this building, that means Freeport is right behind that. So it'll be right over this hill. Just be careful. Not every NPC in the game is properly flagged, and you can get killed by something accidentally that is not supposed to even attack you. So just keep that in mind. I know it sucks. The best you can do is go to the Discord and report it, but legit, it can happen, and it's really annoying. But the thing you have to realize is eventually that stuff will be fixed if enough reports are done. If not, then obviously they won't know about it, and there's other stuff that they're working on, right? They're working on a ton of stuff. If you don't report it and you complain about something, you kind of deserve it. That's what I'll say in my opinion. In my opinion, it is the job of the players playing to report things, and then if they still don't get done, that is a completely legitimate argument. But just to complain for the sake of it is not, in my opinion, a valid thing. Okay, here we are. And then from here, you can go back to Narek, you go back to the portal, and you can go back to your starting place. Also, there's these people that will buff you with Spirit of the Wolf when you get here. It's always just nice to have that done, personally. But anyway, that's it. That's how you get from the Ogre place to Freeport, and now you'll be around people, and you can XP, and you don't have to do a bunch of extra shit. Very easy. If this helped, tell a friend. Help me out here. Subscribe. Push my content. I have a ton of other guides about stats and about like different things. I'm going to be coming out with a racial guide soon, tell you all the racial passives. But anyway, just check out my other guides, and if you're seeing this and you just landed on this because you want to play the game, I have a guide on how to connect. And I also reply to all the comments and everything. And yeah, I hope you have a good time playing the game with less bullshit in your life now. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.